Pitaka. So I mean that's why we're so fortunate to have the Pariyatti teachings as that kind of checklist. So, okay.
First to Prajan. So I would like to ask whether is there any a lesson from Prajan Cha in the past that you can recognize and would like to share to us here? Thank you.
Well, I've written a very long book on teachings of Ajahn Chah and his life, and there are so many talks and desanas that are transcribed that you can look to. So what I want to talk about here is not so much what he taught, but the fact that when he spoke on the Dhamma, every word went straight to your heart and you never forgot because of who he was. And because when he spoke, you just had this, I certainly had this great confidence that he was speaking from experience and not from a book or not from something he'd heard. So this is what Ajahn Chah gave me, and it's not so much there are teachings that are so different and special from anybody else. There were sometimes, but it was more he lived the Dhamma. He was the Dhamma, expressed the Dhamma. And that's what really gives you the energy to give your whole life to this practice. So this is, for all of us to remember that as teachers, it's not just what we say or how articulate we are or how well studied we are. It's our own practice and and that's not something you may be able to fake, but it's something that's so authentic that it will draw sincere students towards such teachers. So I saw another question come up on the screen somewhere. Was that?
Hello.
Hello. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, just a minute. Yes.
Respected most venerable sir, as you mentioned in the beginning about the sin, and we can avoid the term of sin, as the sin is the term, the Christian term. We can use bad karma. So I have the question that if we can use demerit instead of sin, as you know, most of the Christians will say that Jesus was crucified on the cross to redeem all the sinners from their sins, as whoever believes in him will never perish but eternal life. So I was doubting about sin and demerit, and if we can use demerit instead of sin, so what is the difference between them, sin and merit? Thank you very much.
Well, sin is an idea, and it's dependent upon belief in the Creator God that appears in Bible. Okay, and papa means action through physical action, verbal action, mental action, which is motivated by greed, hatred, and delusion. So we don't have to believe in Buddha. We don't have to believe in heaven and hell. And this is something that we can experience, direct experience, not an idea or a belief or philosophy. This is the essential feature of Buddha Dhamma. We say, what is it? What is going on right now? So Bhapa is I say bad karma, then you have to explain karma. So karma is volitional action, okay, through body, speech, and mind. If that volition is influenced by greed, hatred, delusion, then it's papa. If it's influenced by the absence of those qualities, then it's punya or kusala, akusala. You can more or less the same terms. As I say, merit is for Buddhists and Buddhist students, English-speaking Buddhist students, they are now familiar with this word because it's been used for a long time. But still, I think people don't have a clear idea of its meaning. It just generally mean like good. But the it's not a word generally used by people outside of Buddhist community. So if you're talking to non-Buddhist, if you want to use that word, you have to say, well, this is what we call merit. And merit in Buddhist understanding refers to a Pali word that we call punya, which means this. So you have to explain, we have to have one short word. We can't explain every time we use the word. But at some point, we have to clarify the words we are using for the audience. So demerit, again, I don't like it myself. I don't like it so much. But, as long as you explain to your students or your audience what you mean by that word in Buddhist terms, then I think it's okay. You can... For me, even as translators, we don't always have to follow Bhikkhu Bodhi. But if we don't follow him, he's the main authority these days, then we give reasons why I prefer this word rather than that word. And the other very influential translator these days is Venerable Thanissaro. He's an American monk. And he has some different terms for technical. He calls dukkha stress, for example, and he called 4 satipatthana, like 4 frameworks for reference. He has his own vocabulary. But I think it's okay, but you always have to give your reasons and clarify, I'm using this word. By this word, I mean this. Okay. Okay, well, our hour is up and I have something else I have to see to right now. So
หมดเวลาแล้วใช่ไหม
I am going to take my leave, if I may.
Oh, Venerable Sir.
Yes.
Oh. Would you turn on the camera for me? Venerable Sir, we all in this room appreciate your time and invaluable explanation of Vipassana, Boon, and some very invaluable suggestion about using proper words in English to explain for our foreigner friend who do not have background in Buddhism. And we appreciate your time again. And thank you very much for sharing your very good experience with us. Thank you again, please.
Okay. So I don't know the protocol here, so I'm just going to I'm going to click on the little thing that says leave.
The protocol here after you just adjourn, from the class after you finish talking, Venerable.
Okay, then. So I will say
not really complicated protocol.
Okay, so then I will say goodbye.
Yeah, thank you very much again, please. เป็นยังไงบ้างได้ประโยชน์เนาะ อบแล้วขอบแล้วฮะขอบแล้ว
ครับหลวงพ่อสมานต่อเลยครับหรือจะเบรกกันหน่อยเบรกก็ต่อเลย
ต่อไปก็จะเป็นอาจารย์สมานพูดถึงผู้อยู่ connect my computer for me เดี๋ยวขอเวลา3 นาที set up computer please maybe we can take a break here for 10 minutes please 10 minutes and come backว่าจะใช้คอมพิวเตอร์ตัวนี้สำหรับบรรยายจะมี
เมื่อกี้ว่าอาจารย์ไม่ได้เปิดคาเมราว่าอาจารย์ต้องเปิดคาเมราถึงหนูจะสปอตไลน์ได้
มันอยู่ในนี้
ไม่หมายถึงว่าหนูบอกว่าเมื่อกี้ว่าอาจารย์ไม่ได้เปิดคาเมราอยู่ตัวนี้หนูรีเควสแล้ว
ไม่ได้เปิดแล้วไปไหนจะแชร์ไฟล์